it. Well, again, it was very, very sloppy players. Ireland go for the try. Forget the penalty goal. Here's Gleeson, and now Kelly. But 3 Australians out there to greet him. 5 metres from the goal line. Big O'Connell now takes them on.
Australia have to be hard on themselves. They cannot afford to give away a penalty.
Stringer to O'Gara. They want it out wide. Here's Horgan. Horgan couldn't hold on. Wood arrived. Knock on.
Well, they saw what Wilkinson did the other night for Bolshaw for England, and it was nearly on.
I don't want to check, Nigel. Make sure it's knock on.
There's the little knock on by Horgan, but Roth covered up very well there.
Well, Joe Roth did well there to stand his ground.
Over the back of the pack goes big Shane Horgan, the law graduate from Portobello College.
19 green for the sub.
Well, I've seen some marvellous leaps at this ground with a different size ball.
Tim Horan. Maggs back on.
Here we go, Kevin Maggs coming back on. Very important cog in the Irish back line. And he's going to link up with Brian O'Driscoll to put the Wallabies under pressure and try to keep them down here in this half.
Maggs with the Van Gogh look, probably missing an ear underneath that bandage.
Well, there, Corrigan just not making any attempt to bind on this side onto the body of his opponent.
All the Wallaby backs are standing very deep in the end goal area. If this goes wrong, they're at risk.
So it's Baxter penalised. He's looking perplexed. I just wonder whether Corrigan milked that one.
And I think he should look perplexed. As soon as the 2 packs bound, the back of Corrigan went down, which caused Baxter to slip. You'll see he bent his back, which caused Baxter to go down. He had to drop his binder. He was going to go head first into the ground.
This is why Darwin was preferred in the first half. The Irish make the hit and then back off, and that drops it down, and he really milked a penalty then.
So the Australians drive hard and low, but now Ireland gather their posse for a tilt at the goal line.
There's George Smith on the ball. It's been exposed.
We're only 5 metres out. Little Stringer.
George Smith has got it.
How did he get it? How did he do that? George Smith. Ireland have missed their opportunity, but the clearing kick is not a good one. And it's another attacking line-out for the Emerald Army.
This is brilliant back row play. He snavelled the ball. He waited till the maul. He could see the player with the ball. He latched onto him like a limpet mine. The cockle shell hero followed it through, but still not out of danger.
Easterby. Foley. The backs want it. O'Gara, and Horgan was watching the defenders. And offside play by Ireland. Well, they're murdering try-scoring opportunities here. But again, splendid work by the Australian defensive line.
The Irish would have had a 4-man overlap then, and they've thrown it back inside. No wonder Keith Wood is looking perplexed.
I think the Irish side there saw the Australian backline. They were drifting wide in the last couple of plays. And here we see Lottie Takiri looking to come on the field. Who will he replace? Will it be Wendell Saylor?
I'm sure it'll be Wendell Saylor. But a great kick by Matt Rogers after this claim. Look at the overlap. Look at the Irish players out here. And then they go inside. They must have known it.
Well, Takiri looks as though he may be coming on for Matthew Burke. So we've got Takiri possibly going to outside centre.
Well, you saw...
probably going to the left wing, I suppose.
Matt Rogers, they're not sure where to go. Joe Roth looks like he's going back to 15. Matt Rogers to 13. And Lottie Takiri on the left wing.
And Vickerman on for Giffen.
Well, Giffen has come through with a dead shoulder. And Takiri goes to the wing. Eddie Jones has said his long-term future is at outside centre, but this is not the time to do it. So Roth's at fullback, Rogers at outside centre. And again, it wasn't very straight. Larkham. Phil Waugh wasn't expecting the pass. Counters on for Ireland. O'Driscoll. Kelly. The big bear hug from Wendell. Now Stringer. O'Gara. Looking for O'Connell. And that's a robust charge from the giant lock. Scrum for Ireland.
Well, good play there by Ronan O'Gara. He's the player now who's starting to link up with his backs and his forwards. And Lottie Takiri, you see, talking as he came on the field. The 3 positional changes for 1 player to come on the field.
Score here at Telstra Dome. Australia 17, Ireland 13 in the 65th minute.
Well, as the sounds of the fields of Athenry wave over this wonderful indoor stadium. Look at it. And this will lift the Irish.
And another significant man warming up on the sideline, Tim, Matt Giddo.
Yeah, Matt Giddo ready to come on. Be interested to see who he's changed as Ireland attack to the right-hand side with O'Gara.
So Horgan now coming through on Takiri. Bounce important. Horgan! Looking for support. Takiri just reacted slowly there. There's an overlap for Ireland. But the Australian defence regroups. There were too many forwards out there in the back line as that ball came wide. But hasn't Shane Horgan played well? The big strapping winger for the men in green. O'Gara. O'Connell doing a lot of the bullocking work, trying to get the go forward. Defence is holding pretty well. Wood! Keith Wood! The Houdini man! Here they go! Keith Gleeson! 3 Australians there.
They've turned it over.
They all went straight over the top. They didn't stay on their feet.
Gleeson was caught facing the Wallaby side, and as he was penalised in the first half, rolled towards the Ireland side. Paddy O'Brien has been harsh on that. I think Ireland may have preferred an advantage being played.
And what decision will Keith Wood take? Will he kick for touch and try to put pressure on the Wallabies by scoring a try, or will he take 3 points? I think the positive play is to go for touch.
Well, Keith Wood, that's the second time he's seen Greg, and his eyes have lit up and he said, I'm going to run over you. And that he does. He's just swatted him out of the way.
An element of George Gregan's play that's been so strong in the past has been the strength of his defence. It seems to have deserted him a little bit tonight.
So Cannon complaining. 3 Australian tacklers arrived simultaneously. Gregan got back to his feet. Cannon was off his feet. The referees said that you didn't allow him to play the ball. And the problem for the Aussies there is that they all had left their feet.
Oh, they're backing themselves. Watch Reggie Corrigan here. They think they'll keep the pressure on this time. Baxter and Young need to keep it up.
9.
Good scrum, Australia.
Play on, says the referee. 7 metres out. O'Gara. Maggs. Taken away by Rogers. Takiri and Roth. Oh! Shirt front from Horgan. Lost ahead by Roth. He had no chance there as he was hit hard by the right winger. Here's O'Driscoll. Back to Easterby. Ireland surge ahead here. Trailing by 4 points. Keith Wood. Lovely reverse flick from O'Gara. O'Driscoll, drop goal. It's good. 1 point the difference. Brian O'Driscoll, with a flash of inspiration, has ensured it's going to be a cliffhanger in the last 10 minutes.
Well, Brian O'Driscoll, was it the right decision? He's taken 3 points after 7 or 8 phases. And we've seen Matt Rogers, could have been away down the other end of the field, linked up with Lottie Takiri, and then the massive hit on Joe Roth. But O'Driscoll, if they could have got another 2 or 3 phases, could they have put the points on?
Larkham departs, Tim, and we have a new replacement here.
Well, Matt Giddo, he'll stand a lot deeper than Stephen Larkham has. He'll try and ignite the Australian backline and give them room to move.
Well, he certainly did that against the hapless Namibians. And another replacement, Corrigan departs and Marcus Horan is on.
And the Irish here, you'd think it's a hometown crowd. They're stamping their feet, they're cheering, they're yelling. They can sniff that the Irish have got their backs up. They want this one. They don't want to play France.
Will this be a famous Irish victory? They're trailing by a point. O'Kelly went high. Australia, though, drive them back. And on the far side, Ireland in possession is Keith Wood. Stabilises. O'Gara. Horgan wanting to take on Giteau. But it was flatly round his ankles.
He's been very honest tonight, Horgan. Certainly not the worst.
They want to get out of this situation. No touch for O'Driscoll. Takiri. Woods coming up. Takiri straight down the touchline. He'll be happy with that result. Just 13 metres out from the Irish goal line. Australia 17-16.
Into the red zone.
Well, I'm sure Lottie Takiri there, being just come onto the field, he would have loved to counter-attack and run with the ball, but the best option was to get back down in the Irish half.
This is the place to build most pressure on Ireland. And contesting in the air, Vickerman.
Easterby, and he's been an athletic back rower, and he's won 6 lineouts tonight for his sides.
Good work by the Irish forwards to get that ball into a better position.
And they need to clear this one again. They need to get a touch. And O'Gara is steadfast and sure as he takes play over the halfway line.
Well, this is the time for the Wallabies with just over 10 minutes to go. Matt Giteau coming onto the field for Australia a couple of minutes ago, number 21. This is where he'll start looking for the tired players, the tired forwards for the Irish pack, and he'll try and pick them out and run to his left or right and look for holes for players outside of him.
Well, the Irish have overcome their visit to Siberia to down Russia in a qualifier. There was Operation Icy Pole, where they went to Spala in Poland and the ice chamber. It paid dividends for them last week when they played their best football in the last 10 minutes. They'll need to do it here tonight.
Well, it's those little mistakes by the Wallabies tonight, the little turnovers, the little drop balls that have been costly.
I think it's the pressure on their line-out that's been super by Ireland tonight. They've really stood their ground. Just the error coming. So Gara comes off and Humphreys goes on.
Well, interesting decision there. Eddie O'Sullivan putting his star goal kicker on with only behind by a point. Ronan O'Gara, fantastic game.
And also fresh legs to mark the very sharp Matt Giteau of the blinding acceleration. So Humphreys, that's a cricket overthrow, that one. And now Dempsey. Here's Saylor. Into touch. It came off one of the goal defenders initially, and it's an Ireland throw into the line-out. In 1991 at Lansdowne Road, it was 1918 to Australia. It was the great escape. Tonight, it's 17-16 to the Australians, but it's Ireland who are coming home with a wet sail.
Now the position on the field means so much. Ireland have got to get deeper if they're a chance to score points. For the Wallabies, maintaining the line.
Great work by O'Kelly. Humphreys, O'Driscoll. Keith Gleeson having a whale of a game in this second half.
And nailed by Matt Cobain.
Good clearance again from Stringer. Humphries making 7 or 8 metres, and Ireland maintaining possession.
Australia cannot afford to give away a penalty,
Well,
but
Foley,
they've caused the turnover.
and it's that man Foley who's short of the match condition and match time.